Monday evening to all of you. So, first of all, how's your day started? How's your week started? Please type in the comment section. How's you completed? Did you complete entire focus? Did you started your week with the focus? Did you set up your week properly? Did you try to implement what we have learned in last week? Did you go through all the sessions which I have shared with you? Okay, all the live talks if you have covered. I want you to start implementing the stuff, the shifts which I shared with you. Okay, so first of all, again, welcome to all of you to this live talk. I know you, most of you, some of you might be traveling right now, going back to home. Some of you might be still having some break right now. You might be working a little late in the evening today, but I want you to find some 10-15 minutes to listen this and watch me live on this talk. Okay, today I come up with another very important topic which we mid-career people experience in our day-to-day life. Okay, but before that, those who are very very new to me, I'm Tushar Chaudhary, a leadership coach for project managers. I help mid-career project managers who feeling stuck in their career right now, and they have this desire to grow as a leader, but they don't have much clarity about it. That's where I help you guys to come out of that stuck feeling, and also I help you guys to escape that promotion trap, that experience trap, where you have this belief system that my experience will give me the growth, my performance will bring and will help others to notice me to go as a leader. I would like to tell you that that's not going to happen so easily, because performance do not compound, the experience do not compound. What compounds is your influence at the workplace, and this is where I help you guys to build your ecosystem, to build that influence ecosystem where you can create impact on people, and that results into attracting high leadership opportunities and also income, high income. Okay, so that's actually I help you, all of you. And why you guys only? Because I strongly believe that mid-career people are the future of our organizations. You are the bridge between the young generation, the inexperienced, the early career professionals, and also the senior people who are in the organizations. You are the bridge between these two generations, and that's why you need grooming. You need to grow as a leader. Okay, so this is that's what actually I help all of you. Now let's go to the topic. Today's topic is very simple and straightforward. The topic is our day-to-day problem that many of us, we experience this invisibility in the workplace. And today I come up with a topic. I added another dimension to this is the visibility without politics at workplace. Okay, so let's go deeper into this topic. Now, before I start this, I want to ask you again this question: how many of you feel this, which I'm going to explain? You work hard, but you don't get visibility. Others promote themselves, but you just focus on completing the work. How many of you don't like politics? Eh, okay, so how many of you really experience? How many of you feel this? And because of this, what happens? The growth is slowing down for you. Let me say this very clearly: visibility is not a politics. Okay, you showing to the people, you showing up in the office, you expressing yourself is not a politics, but invisibility is a risk for your career. And today I want to break this one of the myth you carrying in your career. Okay, so I'll just repeat: visibility is not politics, but invisibility is a career risk. Okay, so, most of the mid-career project managers, they believe that if my work is good, it will speak for itself. But in reality, work does not speak. Work does not speak. People speak. Now, let me tell you one thing. We are all not that lucky that someone will stand up for us and speak about us. Okay. Now, how work will speak? When someone will speak about the work you completed, then the people will come to know about it. So someone has to take a volunteer to speak about you. Now we are all not lucky to have someone who can speak about us. Very, very, very few people. Okay. Now, if you do not communicate your impact, then someone else perception will define you. So it is my responsibility to talk about my work. Whenever I see in the office, whenever we get a chance, whenever we get an opportunity to speak about what we completed, what we achieved, and if you have delivered a very good work, if you receive a positive feedback from the client, if your boss or if your team asks you to discuss about it or tell about that, we shy. We don't talk about it. We hide behind the shadows, and even if we talk, we don't talk about ourselves, what we exactly done there. We talk about, yeah, my team has supported me, my boss has given me the great opportunity, I'm really grateful for that, and x and y z, all that stuff. But you don't talk about what exactly you did. Okay. And this is one of the biggest problem. When, if you don't talk about what exactly you did there, how people will come to know your efforts? People who are going to listen you, they want to get enlightened by your wisdom. Okay. And if you don't talk about, then you losing the opportunity to inspire them. Okay. So if you do not communicate your impact, someone else's perception will define you. Do you agree with me? Type yes in the comment section. Now, let me tell you, I want you to read this book, which has changed my thinking entirely for this particular topic which we are in. The book name is The Charisma Myth. Okay. So, in this book, the author explained that the presence plus power plus warmth create influence. I'll say that presence plus power plus warmth create influence. So you don't need manipulation. What you need is intentional presence at the workplace. Again, I know there are some of us having this belief that if I'm speaking about myself, if I'm trying to show up in the organization, it's kind of taken as a negative. It's a showing off. People call it as a showing off, right? This is what we think about it. But let me tell you, you've been seen, you've been visible to people is not showing off. It is about showing your values clearly, that who you are. Agree with me again? Is it a bulb on moment? Visibility is not at all about you showing off or you bragging about yourself. It is about showing your value clearly. Type yes in the comment section if you really resonate with me this. I'll tell you one real example about my workplace. In one of my project, I remember I had two project managers. Both were hardworking, both were delivering the work, but one project manager regularly summarized key wins in the review meetings. He used to align the updates to business goals. He used to appreciate the team contributions publicly. So the other PM, he was working very silently. He worked silently, never highlighted any impact, never positioned outcome strategically. Now, please note this: when promotion discussions happen, you just need to guess who was perceived as a leadership person. The one who communicated the impact. So when I was coaching the second PM, I told him something important, that you are a very sincere person, you are a very hardworking person, but the leadership is about your visibility and your sincerity. Your visible sincerity is what is the leadership. This is what actually the bulb on moment for him also. Is this a bulb moment for you also? You need a visible sincerity. That's what actually the leadership is. Now the question is, why many mid-career professional and project managers, they avoid visibility at the workplace. See, many Indian professionals, I'm talking about Indian reality right here, they avoid visibility because we think that it is showing off. It's like a showing off. Since childhood, we've been told to be like, to behave, don't brag in the people, don't talk about ourselves that much or in the publicly. We think it looks like arrogance. Then There is also, we have this fear of criticism in our mind, that if I say something and if I make a mistake in the coming days, then I become a laughable, it become a laughable incident. I become a laughable figure. So most of us fear criticism. We feel that people will find fault within us. Okay, most of my even I also, when I was in my early career, I used to fear that if I say something and if it is something not new for people, they'll say, okay, what, Tusha, what, you have done something new, you tell us something new. So I used to fear about it, and then I also not able to express the things. I also have one fear, that what if I say something which will create insecurity to my boss, to my senior people, to my peer, you know. Because of this, I used to hide, I used to shy to speak about. This is one of the problem. Another thing is, most of us, we feel that we try to equalize this formula, that we equate that communication is nothing but you are a political person. If you're communicating, if you're visibly, you're doing showbiz visibility, we used to connect that with politics. Okay, I'll tell you one more powerful book that influenced my thinking, and the book name is Give and Take by Adam Grant. Okay, very fantastic book. I want you to read this book. Adam Grant explained in this book that givers succeed when they communicate contribution strategically. See, if you have something to give, okay, and you're giving it to the people, and when you communicate that contribution with strategically, is high impact. So being a giver does not mean being visible. Visibility is not about self promotion, it's contribution. It is a positioning you as a contributor. Okay, please understand this. Visibility, it's not like you are self advertising yourself or self promotion. It's basically categorizing you that you are a contributor. It will position you as a brand basically. Okay, so if stakeholders don't know your impact, they cannot reward you. They cannot reward it also. Is that a Balbon moment? Type yes in the comment section. Yeah. So let's go a little deeper into this. Let me say something uncomfortable again here. See, if you do not build your visibility, someone else, someone less competent but more visible may grow faster than you, and that will hurt. And it happens. It happens in our offices. You might have seen that, and some of you might have experienced this with you also. I want you to read another book that where you get some understanding about. The book name is Quiet. The book author explained that the introverts can be powerful leaders, but they must express ideas with clarity. You don't need to change your personality. You don't need to change your communication strategy. See, visibility without politics means you speaking with clarity, you communicating the impact of work, not the task completion, you sharing the credit to the right people, and you building the trust with the people who are involved in completing that work and who are depending on that work. No gossiping, no complaining, no manipulation. That is called visibility without politics. Okay, now the question is, Tushar, how to do this? I mean, how can we do this practically in the real life? Again, I'll give you three mindset shifts that you should start implementing from today only. If you want visibility without politics, I want you to practice these three shifts. The shift number one, I want you to shift from that mindset of doing work to document the impact. Okay? After every achievement, whether you deliver the work, any particular deliverable, if you achieve any milestone, if you complete any project phase, ask what business value did we create. This is one question. Okay, ask what business value did we create, and share it in summary emails. Share it in the meetings, share it with your stakeholders during the status report updating or monthly review updates. Okay, before you get into the news next sprint, what you achieve in the previous sprint into terms of what did we create as a value to the business, discuss that, share it with the lesson learned sessions. Then when you start in the next phase, set up a team a meeting with your people and share them the business value we have achieved in the previous phase and what we're looking forward. No boasting, no bragging, just reporting the impact. Okay, so impact visibility builds your leadership image. That is the first shift I wanted to shift from doing work to documenting the impact. And this is it requires passion also, guys. It requires commitment to write down, documenting everything. Okay, now the second shift from I would like to suggest you is that move from that self promotion mode to team highlighting mode. So instead of saying I did this, say our team delivered this outcome. When you elevate others, your leadership credibility increases. This is clean visibility. Now, it does not mean that you should not talk about your exact efforts you did. I want you to talk about that also. Let's say, for example, in delivering this particular work, suppose your team was stuck and they were looking for your support, and you come up with some new idea, or you come up with some new process, or you reduce the efforts by creating some automation, or you come up with some framework to implement. Talk about it, because people want to know what are the challenges you faced as a team also, and as you as a person, as a leader also, and then how did you really applied your data, your knowledge, your wisdom, and you convert that into an insight for the people. Okay, so just don't talk about when you're highlighting others credits, you also talk about your efforts you did, because again, people who are going to listen you, they're looking for some value addition, they're looking for something which they can take away and they can implement in day-to-day life. Okay, so when you are explaining about the achievement, you can mention how you did it, what exactly you did there, so what are the problem you solve, and what is the technique you followed, what is approach you followed. This will this is more rich knowledge for people to take away. Okay, so this is called clean visibility. I wanted to move from that self promotion to team highlighting approach. Okay, now, the third shift is I wanted to shift from that fear. We have a lot of fear of judgment, fear of criticism, fear of failure. Okay. I wanted to shift from those fears to the clarity of value. And stop worrying what will people will think, what my team will think, what my boss will think, what my stakeholders will think. Just start thinking, what value am I adding? You know, this is, I will like to give you this thought to you that I want you to do the identity shift. Okay, if you see yourself as a silent worker, you will stay silent. If you see yourself as a leader, then you will communicate intentionally. This is identity shift, and that shift happened within you. You have to see yourself. When you look into the mirror, what you see yourself, a common worker, an average performer, or you want to be a leader. If you see yourself as a leader, then will you will organize your entire life according to that, day to day activities according to that. That's the internal shift I want you to do, and I call this as identity shift. Okay, so these are the three practical shifts I want you to immediately start implementing in your day to day life. Now we are coming to the close to this topic now. So before we close, I want to give you one more thought, is that politics is manipulation, but visibility is about communication. You don't need politics. You just need to position yourself properly. Identity shift. No? So hard work without visibility, it creates frustration. Hard work with clarity, It creates influence because, guys, please note this. You have 15 plus years of experience, maybe 20 plus years of experience, and if you're counting that if your experience will give you the growth, you already lose the battle. You already lost it. If you're performing every day, every time, and you're still going for that chasing for promotion, if you're chasing the promotion, you already lost the battle. Okay, that means you haven't created influence. When you have to chase something, if you think that you really did a great work, then influence should have been done there, but it's not. That's why you have to chase something. Yeah. And then what happens after the appraisal? If you're getting the same answers again and again for years and years, you're staying the same and you're not getting the leadership opportunity, that means you have actually built up yourself as an executioner, not a strategic person. So, if you really want to move into the strategic role, I want you to come out of these traps of execution, trap of experience, trap of performance, because it is not going to compound. What compounds is your influence. Yeah. So, if this message created clarity in your mind, and if you resonate with me, I want you to comment visible leader in the comment section. And again, I would like to invite you for a one-to-one 60-minute leadership clarity call with me if you're really experiencing this challenge. You're working really hard, you're doing everything right, but still you're not being considered for promotion or the leadership roles. You are missing influence. You need to build your ecosystem, your ecosystem where you operate every day with that intention. You create the relevant, your values are transferred to the people. You're standing with your standards, non-negotiables. Okay, this is I call as the ecosystem. Okay, now I want you to book that one-to-one session with me. The link in the comment section, and also the link is in my LinkedIn profile. Book an appointment with me. Okay, the first session is free. But if you really want to also join my WhatsApp community, Influential Leader Hub, again, the link is in the comment section. Come over there, you will see many mid-career people are contributing, they're collaborating with each other, okay? And you'll get at least a voice to speak about that, okay? So, if you want to move from silent contributor to influential leader, I want you to take a quick steps to connect with me. DM me directly or book that one-to-one session with me. Now, with this note, I'm going to sign off now. This is your leadership coach, Tushar Chaudhary. Tomorrow, I'll come back again with another leadership insight. But until then, I want you to implement everything what we are learning. Okay? And take care of yourself.